I'm very fascinated, like, the way information gets out. I kept thinking all week, like, Ayuk's gone. But the more and more I think about it, what if the Niners all along were going to move off Deebo, and they wanted the smoke out there that it's Ayuk so that everyone thinks we're looking for an X wide receiver, and nobody sees them reaching up to go get Pearsall, who might have been one of their top picks all along.
Yeah. I can see that.
You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
Like that's the classic Don Nelson. Like you see this all the time in other sports.
Tim Hardaway, he floated. Don Nelson back in the day floated that Tim Hardaway Sr. had a knee injury. Told all the teams ahead of him, don't take him, dude. His knee shot, and he took him.
And you had that theory regarding Philadelphia and Jalen Carter.
Absolutely. I feel like Howie Roseman floated things, maybe not to that extent, but they were happy with the noise that was going on around Jalen Carter, and they took him without. They may have left time on the clock when they took Jalen Carter. Bill Walsh has been known to do this. Well, Shanahan again. Mike McGlinchey never visited the facility. Remember, they had nobody knew. He didn't know, and they took Mike McGlinchey.
So if you had to guess, we wake up tomorrow morning, okay, and you're not on the internet. You're living in a log cabin in the middle of the woods with no internet.
I might be in the woods with no internet. Going to Calistoga this weekend.
Oh, nice. 707.
They have internet, though.
Let me just tell you this. Calistoga, not only do they have internet, I mean, they're going to have 8K TVs everywhere. This Calistoga, I'm living in the woods. Give me a break.
Just like
doing a mud bath with, like, cucumbers on your eyeballs.
I think we are.
Yeah, that's why, that sounds like you. But if you woke up, do you think all three receivers are here tomorrow? Pearsall, Ayuk, Deebo.
I'm going to say yes.
Okay.
I think the Niners will ride this out one more year.
One more year. I'm going to say no.
You add Pearsall to the mix.
Yeah, I'm going to play the other side of the coin. I think the Niners deal now. I think, and I'm just reading tea leaves.
Yeah, I mean,
I think it's Deebo for one, if not both, of the Commanders' second-round picks. I think it's Deebo for Carolina, Deebo to New England.
And you know what?
One of these thirsty playmaker teams.
Let me stop you real quick, because the Commanders is intriguing. They just lost Curtis Samuel.
That's what I'm saying.
Who did Deebo-like things for the Washington Commanders.
And they have a young quarterback. Making no money.
Jaden Daniels. And you got Terry McLaurin on the other side. And they need physicality in Washington. They need that. They have Brian Robinson Sr.
Exactly.
They're running back. They want to hit you. They want to hit you in the mouth. Dan Quinn is a physical type of coach, defensive-minded coach.
And think about who's running things. Adam Peters, who knows what Deebo brings to the table.
That is a little bit large for me, which is why we thought Ayuk as well. But maybe Adam Peters was the Deebo guy. I have no idea. But let's go to our main man. We'll get to Nick and Berkeley in a second. Rob and San Bruno. By the way, shameless shout out to 25 minutes. Line up a shameless shout out.
I wonder
what up, Langford?
The other team, like, is Buffalo? Like, because they're a team, they haven't made a move for a playmaker. Would Deebo fit in that environment? I don't know.
Would Buffalo give up their pick? They got the first pick in the second round today.
But that's what I'm looking at, right? I
would love that pick.
Well, then I could take the best DB overall, the kid from Iowa. I could take Jackson Powers at center.
What about Kool-Aid?
I'll take Kool-Aid McKinstry, yeah.
Rob and San Bruno, what's happening?
What's going on, fellas? And yes, the downfall is near, and we seen it last night. I'm going to tell you why. First off, I'm coming down y'all road. I'm sorry. The disrespect on Deebo has been outrageous. Let's go back years to when we had T.O. How many years did it take for a guy to score 17 total touchdowns? How many years did that take for a receiver? It took almost 10 to 15 years. Y'all want to get rid of a guy because, he don't run routes great? Let's get real. He had 2 wide open touchdowns. Purdy missed them, okay? And KC defense all year has been doing that all year long. That's what's their strength. Their cornerbacks. Every team got it. Every team they played, that receiver got shut down because they were just good at that. So I don't understand this thing about, we got to trade Deebo. He don't get separation. No, that's not his game.
Hey, Rob, real quick, I would prefer to keep all three. I don't want to trade anybody. I want to add to the offense. That's my preference. But it sounds like they're going to move off this guy. It sounds like Shanahan and Lynch, they're telling us that, hey, one of these dudes will not be around. Now, I like having a line of playmakers. The more playmakers, the better. That's how I roll. So I really don't want to trade anybody right now.
But Rob, I'll let you finish. I probably would trade Deebo so that I can get multiple picks to shore up other areas of concern, given that you just took a wide receiver.
No, my thing is this, though. The whole Niner offense is concentrated on them getting 8 men in a box so they can get one-on-one coverage for Brandon Ayuk and them. So that's what people don't understand. we don't know if Brandon Ayuk can dictate coverage. Deebo's dictate coverage. If Deebo's in the slot, they're going to bring down that safety, which opens everything up for Brandon Ayuk. I'm telling people, I like Brandon Ayuk. I like his style. But at the end of the day, do you dictate coverage, or is the defense scheming for you? Because when I look at when teams come in, the first thing is stop the running game, no matter which back is back there.
Agreed.
So if it's CMC or Elijah Mitchell, you stop the running game.
Yeah.
Deebo is an extension of the run game. So when Deebo run them sweeps or them what you call the jet sweeps around, the defense got to look at that. So people need to watch out what they asking for. If Deebo was so replaceable, it'd be about 30 dudes doing what he's doing in the league. I can find me a good route runner. There's a lot of them. I coach high school football. There's a lot of good route runners out there, but can you find a great football player?
Yeah.
Deebo's a great football player. He's a tone setter.
Yes.
He's a tone setter.
You're not lying, Rob. You're not lying.
Do you think all three guys are going to be there tomorrow?
The way Niners operate, hell no. Deebo gone.
Rob, real quick, what do you think about Ricky Pearsall?
He gave me Dante Pettis vibes, but I'm gonna be real. I don't really watch a lot of college football, so I'm gonna hold my criticism until I see him on the field. But with what I hear the draft people saying about his skill set, he's the same as basically Deebo. He's a scheme fit. I don't think he's a guy that's gonna just beat man-to-man coverage and beat his guy. I think he's a scheme fit. And that's the same thing with Deebo. That's the same thing. So I don't know, but I'm gonna hold my judgment back on him until I see him play. That's not gonna be fair for me to say, "Oh, he just seen that." I've never seen him play before.
Well, and I would say Dante Pettis did not have the toughness this guy has.
Well, we don't. I mean, now Dante Pettis. Well, I got a text from Softy Baller when the Niners traded or drafted Dante Pettis. He goes, "What are you guys doing in the second round?" First thing is, say, "What are you guys doing down there?" Really? Dante Pettis, second round pick. I was like, damn.
At the time, I liked that pick.
I bet you did. We all like picks.
Well, I just wanted receivers.
We all like picks. I
like receivers.
We talk ourselves into picks all the time, but you know what? To be fair to Rob, by the way, Shimmy, shout-outs coming up in 20 minutes. Line them up. Shout out whoever you want to shout out. You know the exercise every Friday. You can shout out your employer. You can shout out your wife. You can shout out your husband. You can shout out your dog. Shout out your high school football team, high school volleyball team. You want to shout out the principal, you want to shout out the cops, the local liquor store, do whatever you got to do. Shameless shout-outs coming up at 7:45. But, Rob, it is a fair point for Rob and San Bruno. Deebo is that tone setter. Deebo is that guy walking out the tunnel with that boom box setting the tone for the 49ers, and he's been that. This guy's an all-time Niner. Just moving on from him just like that, can we just wait a year? Why can't we just wait a year to do Dilla? I want more. Like, when I walked out that Kansas City game, I said, man, I could have used another playmaker. Could have used another lineman. We could still get another lineman.
But maybe what if they're viewing it as we only have this many picks, and if we get rid of Deebo, like, again, they probably want to keep Deebo.
They have 9 more picks left.
Okay, but can you get the impact kind of players that you can if you take one Deebo trade and turn it into 3 or 4 players?
I don't know, because it's not a guarantee those players turn into an impact. You know what I'm saying?
It's also not a guarantee that Deebo plays 13-plus games.
It's not a guarantee, but I'd rather have him for 13 than have him for none. That's for damn sure. Give me the 13 games, Deebo will be ready for the playoffs. And even in the playoffs, he may get hurt. He got hurt against Green Bay. It is what it is with Deebo. But damn it, he is a tone setter. Like, me personally, you asked me the question. If we wake up tomorrow morning, you think all 3 will be on the team? I certainly hope so. I want Pearsall in the slot. I want Deebo running around in motion. I want Ayuk on the outside beating his man one-on-one. I want McCaffrey in the backfield motioning into the slot. I want Kittle out there. The more playmakers, the better for Brock Purdy. Because we know he can process. We know he can scan the field. He looks at his first read, second read, third read, all that stuff. I'm cool with that. But can we just wait one more year? Can I run it back with this offense that averaged nearly 30 points a game? They just have 4 guys go over 1,000 yards for all scrimmage yards. 4 guys on one team. Do we really want to break that up? That's not the problem.
I keep coming back to the same thing. I think if this was a Jimmy team, we're looking at the whole equation differently. And I think they view Brock Purdy as much better than the average fan thinks.
So why not give him more weapons?
Because I think they think a lot of different weapons can look good with Brock Purdy.
All right.
You know, I think a lot. And I also believe the redundancy of CMC and Deebo, they overlap, and they're looking at it from a big picture standpoint.
But, Rob, he did have a good point. Deebo does have gravitational pull.
No question.
The defenses are alert when number one, formerly number 19, Deebo Samuel's on that football field.
Yeah, but did it work to the same degree that it had worked in years past?
Got you to the Super Bowl. You lost in overtime.
No, I'm talking about the specific things Deebo's doing on the field. He had some games this year, but a lot of the running stuff, which is what, they gave him he had a career year because of a lot of the running stuff, especially in the postseason. But, like, a lot of that stuff went away, and teams were kind of all over that. Now, they did get some walk-in touchdowns at the goal line, utilizing Deebo Samuel in those jet motions and those sweep across the formation type of plays. There's no doubt about it. As an X's and O's guy, pre-snap, he creates movement.
60 catches.
But the offense is evolving.
60 catches, 892 yards in 15 games for Deebo. 7 touchdowns. He averaged 15 yards a catch. It's not bad.
That's really good. He's a good player.
He's a very good player, man. I'm just not in the business. Same thing with Ayuk. I make the same argument for Deebo right now. And I get the cap with Deebo, and next year, we can have a different conversation. But as of now, yeah, I'm not. I personally wouldn't want to trade Deebo. Let's go to Nick in Berkeley. Nick, what's happening? You're on the roast.
Man, we got the DeForest Buckner and Delaney Walker mentality all over again. It's despicable. It's actually quite despicable for the fans. It's not becoming of being a 49er organization in any way, shape, or form, because all we need is a couple big-ass linemen on the offensive line. I mean, dude, like we were that close to winning the bowl, and I'm still bitter, dude. I called out the cocoon just recently, but I'm still bitter. Like, dude, that was a terrible loss. You know what I mean? And it's like, dude, I'm like this, man. Like, Shanahan thinks his play calling can overcome all deficiencies at all times because he has no accountability. You know, he doesn't. I'll never see him say, "Oh, I blew that game," or he always puts it on the players or this or that. And it's like it's like he pushes it off to the side. But it's Shanahan. It's you that disappears during the game, bro. Shanahan, you disappear during the game. You go into some fog for like 12 plays in a row at times, multiple games, man. We've all seen it over the last few years. He disappears, and he gets stagnant, and he snaps out of it. I don't know what is wrong with the man, but that's what happens every time, man. We all see it.
Nick, how do you feel about? I know how you feel about Shanahan, and that's a different conversation. How do you feel about the pick yesterday, Ricky Pearsall? How do you feel about it?
I mean, I really I can't say, because like the whole draft is for every team like a crapshoot. Who knows who's going to pan out?
Yeah.
And this is why I'm like, okay. We don't know what he can do, but we know what Deebo and Ayuk are doing, and you can't just take the heart out of an animal, of any beast, and then expect the beast to live. You know what I'm saying? Deebo is the heart and soul of his team, man. He's the one walking out with Biggie Williams with the boombox. He's the one that's running people over. You cannot tackle Deebo. Yeah. No DB or safeties can tackle Deebo really by themselves. Maybe a linebacker can every now and then when Deebo just gets up, runs so fast he doesn't cut sooner or whatever. But Deebo covers ground, man. He out there running like a cheetah, man.
Yeah,
I wonder,
good call, Nick.